Hi, I'm Dr. Danett and welcome to Yoni Box. Today I have a very important topic to talk to you about. It's one that can make or break health and sometimes is overlooked, and that's trauma. Trauma is a deeply disturbing or distressing experience. There are emotional traumas that can happen and there are physical traumas that can happen, but there is overlap as emotional traumas can cause physiological effects and physical traumas can and often does affect our mental and emotional health. Some examples of emotional trauma may be losing a close loved one like a parent unexpectedly, or even dealing with verbal abuse from someone that you feel intimidated by. Physical trauma could be falling and breaking a bone. It can also include things like sexual abuse, like incest or rape. There are many things that can be said about trauma, but I'm going to talk some from a traditional Asian medical standpoint. And that is that I'm going to talk about chi and blood flow. So our chi is energy that flows throughout our body through what's called channels or energy pathways. And under normal circumstances, we have a certain quality of chi, of flow to our chi and blood. But when a trauma happens, it's a shock. And when a shock happens, things stop. Now, obviously, our chi and blood resume again. That's how we're able to live. But based off of a bunch of different factors, chi and blood flow may be decreased. You know, some of these factors may be the intensity of the trauma, how it was intensified, how it was internalized. There are a bunch of different factors, but what can happen, the negative part that can happen for our health is that this flow can be decreased, and that's not something that's desirable for health or that's helpful to our bodies, is to have a decreased flow of chi and blood. So, and what can also happen, which this isn't quite traditional Asian medical talk, but we have what's called our sympathetic system, which is known as fight or flight, and our parasympathetic system, which is rest and digest. And when you have a trauma that's affected you, deep enough or in a certain way, then what can happen is our sympathetic system stays on, as opposed to times just when it may be appropriate. And so under normal healthy circumstances, our sympathetic system only goes into action when there's something going on, like we're in a danger. There's something like that going on. And then when we're out of the danger, then our parasympathetic or rest and digest can take over. But when we've dealt with a trauma that has been internalized and it's affecting us, and for some people, repeated traumas, then our sympathetic system does not flip back to our parasympathetic, and that can really over time be draining to our bodies energy-wise. So that's something that's of note. What can happen also with this, when the chi and blood flow is impeded, is there can actually be like energetic gaps, and over time there can be random pains that happen in these areas, and in some cases, along with many other complicating factors, masses may develop as well from a result of a trauma and other factors. But the key point is that we really want to heal from traumas and to have our chi and blood flow restored, and to have our health be optimal. For certain, there are boys and men who've dealt with sexual traumas. I specialize in women's health, so I've seen where sexual traumas can most definitely affect the reproductive system and compromise health with things such as menstrual irregularities and in some cases fibroids as well. Some of the other ways that I've seen trauma, the effects of trauma manifest in some patients could be headaches, hip pain, anxiety, depression, digestive difficulties. So those are some of the ways that that the effects of trauma can show up. And there are many ways to heal from trauma. One great way can be doing some sort of group counseling, like adult children of alcoholics can be really great, even if there was no one in the home that would be considered to be an alcoholic, but it's a great place, can be a great place to get to hear others and speak speak through your traumas. And there are many other places as well. And in my practice, I assist people with getting their health back on track from traumas. I do this through giving certain natural remedies and special acupuncture point protocols that help the body to be able to restore and return to balance. So if you or anyone you know would like some assistance with helping your body to restore from trauma, or assistance with a woman's health complaint or any other health complaint, you can email me at Dr. Bean, drbean, drbean, at backtothemiddle.com. And you can also go to yonibox.com for more information about women's health. So take good care. See you next time, and love being a woman.